Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Idiot Proof Cooking. Today's intro, much like the entire video, is short and sweet. I'm making rice pudding. And what is there more to say about rice pudding than it's super easy to make and it's delicious. Honestly, it's one of those things that you never think about making, but when somebody offers it to you, you jump at it because it's amazing. It tastes so good. So, you know what, let's stop beating around the bush and just make some rice pudding, shall we? Okay, so we start off in the kitchen with a large pot on our burner. Now what we're going to do is set the burner to a medium heat and pour in 2.5 cups of whole milk. Once that's in the pot, we're going to add in 1/3 of a cup of rice. Now I'm using long grain rice, and a lot of people will tell you to use short grain rice for your rice pudding, but I'm here to tell you either one will work fine, so I'm using long grain rice. Next in is a pinch of kosher salt, then we're just going to mix this together and cook the rice for the next 30-35 minutes on a medium heat, and it's going to absorb most of the milk. Now you're going to want to stir this fairly regularly so that the rice doesn't stick to the bottom of the pot and burn. Now while the rice is cooking, get yourself out a mixing bowl. I have a small one here, and we're going to add in 1/4 cup of white granulated sugar, crack in 1 large egg to it, and then whisk the sugar and eggs until they are combined and nice and ribbony like I've got here. Once that's done, we're going to go get our rice that we've cooked. It's been cooking for about half an hour. It's absorbed most of the milk, but as you can see, it's still a little soupy, so we're going to thicken it up now. But before we can do that, we have to temper our eggs. So what I'm going to do is slowly start adding in a tablespoon of the milky rice mixture, 1 tablespoon at a time, while constantly whisking the eggs. I'm only going to add in maybe 5 or 6 tablespoons of the milky rice. That should be enough to temper it. If you were to pour the eggs just directly into the hot milk and rice, it would very likely scramble the eggs, and you want to avoid that. So after you've tempered your eggs, just pour them back into your milky rice, whisk this all together until it's combined. Then what we're going to do from there is go put this back on the burner on a medium heat for another 2 to 3 minutes, and it's going to help thicken it up a little bit like that. As you can see, it's definitely thickened up. It's about the consistency of porridge at this point. It's not as thick as you would expect for rice pudding, but that'll be accomplished in the fridge as this cools down. Now before we stick the rice pudding in the fridge, let's add in 1/4 cup of raisins, and then my favorite, some vanilla paste. Now I'm going to add in, between 1 and 2 teaspoons. I always eyeball my vanilla paste. Add that in, and then we're going to add in some cinnamon. So I'm going to put about 1 tablespoon of cinnamon in, and then I'm just going to give this a good whisking to combine, and let me tell you how amazing this smells. Oh yeah, look at that. So what we're going to do now is stick this in the fridge like I mentioned earlier, and that's going to thicken it up. So I would stick this in the fridge for 4 to 5 hours to really let it thicken up. And did anyone see Rose trying to stick a doll into the camera frame down in the bottom right hand corner? What a kid. Sneaky little kid she is. But anyways, back to the rice pudding. Look, it's been in the fridge for like 4.5 hours now, so it's thickened up quite nicely. That's the consistency of rice pudding you want. So I've got myself 2 cocktail glasses here that I like to serve my rice pudding in. They look kind of fancy. I don't even know what the name is for those cocktail glasses, but I like to serve my rice pudding in them. So I'm just going to load them both up here. Look at how gorgeous those are. And then I'm going to garnish them with a stick of cinnamon in each of them. Look at those. Those are quite nice looking. Here, let me give you a close-up shot. Look at that. Look at the raisins in there, and look how gooey and pudding-like those are. They smell amazing, let me tell you. So you know what? Let's stop beating around the bush, and let's go in and taste test these. I'm going to take my cinnamon stick garnish out. It tastes good so far. But anyways, let's go in and actually taste test this. So get myself out a decent spoonful here, and with the first bite, yeah, this is fantastic. It's just your quintessential rice pudding. It tastes amazing. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, it's not something you really ever think to make, but if somebody offers you rice pudding, why wouldn't you say yes? Because it's fantastic. So if you've never made rice pudding, look at how easy it is. Please try making it at home. I guarantee you'll love it. But let's call it an episode there. I hope you like what you saw here today, because I had a lot of fun making it. So if you did, why don't you drop me a comment, like the video, or even subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for watching Idiot Proof Cooking. We'll see you again soon.